What is up, YouTube? Back at it with another video. Today I'm going to give you all some tips and tricks that will help you make more layups. Let's get to it. Now, we all know that layups are probably the most important shot in basketball. It's very important to make every layup, especially those wide open layups, because if you don't, your coach will probably pull you out. So today I wanted to walk you guys through some tips and tricks that will help you feel more confident in the paint and finishing around defenders. So here are some great examples by Kyrie Irving, arguably the best finisher in the NBA right now, finishing through traffic, through multiple defenders. So I'm going to give you guys a few tips that will help you miss less layups and that will help you feel more confident finishing around the basket. Let's get to it. So for layups, you want to be able to use both your right and your left hands to finish, because if you can only use your right hand, for example, you're limiting your ability to finish on different angles, because if you're on the left side and you can only finish with your right hand and you haven't practiced with your left, it's going to be really hard to make layups, especially from the left side, because defenders are going to come and slap the ball. Sometimes you can finish with your inside hand, but in most cases you have to be able to use both hands. So make sure you practice using both your right and left hands. I'll show you guys a good drill that will help you make both hands stronger so that you can feel more confident using both hands around the rim. So this drill is called the Mikan drill. Basically what it is you stand right underneath the basket. You can do many different finishes, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do basic right and left hand layups. So basically I'm going to stand under the basket right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one step, go off my left foot, because you go off your opposite foot for your hand. So if I'm finishing with my right hand, I go off my left foot, and then opposite for the left hand. If I'm finishing with my left hand, I go off my right foot. So basically what I'm gonna start here underneath the basket. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one step off my left foot and finish with my right hand. I'm gonna make it, then I'm gonna get the rebound, step with my right foot, and go off my left hand. And then you're just going to keep doing that. You're going to get a bunch of reps in just to make sure that you feel confident with both hands. Alright, so the next thing that you want to do when you're dribbling down or just going for a layup towards the basket, you want to work on your body positioning, which is like taking angles to the basket. So when I come down and I take my first step with my right foot and then my second step with my left foot, and before I go up on my left foot, I want to take an angle to the basket so that it won't be as hard for me to just go up with the ball. If I take an angle that's over here, chances are I'm going to have to put so much spin on the ball for it to go in, versus if I just come straight down and take an angle literally facing the basket right here, I can just go straight up with it. So I'll go through it slow. So I come, 1, 2, right here, I want to be literally this angle towards the basket. Like my chest and my whole body, I want to be facing towards the backboard with that angle, that 45-degree angle. So basically, 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. See how I took that angle kind of at a slant towards the basket, so I could just go up. So here's a really good example from one of my games. I was on this fast break layup right here, and as you can see, my body positioning was great. My chest was facing that red wall, and I was on that tilt to the basket, so I made the layup, and it was great. Alright, the next thing that you want to work on is finishing high. So what I mean by that is that when you go up for a layup, you want to finish it kind of high, off the top corner of the glass, so that it can just fall right in. But if I come and I don't finish high, I just finish flat, this is what it looks like. And chances are it will not fall in the basket. It will just hit that rim and it will just fall away. So I want to finish as high as I can off that top right corner of the glass, so that it can just fall right in the hoop. You also don't want to finish too high, because you could overshoot it and it'll just go off the other side of the rim. You just want to finish it just enough so that it hits that top corner of the backboard, so it can just fall right in. And if you don't finish it high enough, you finish it too flat and too low, it will not even hit the backboard and it'll just go off the rim. So this is what it looks like finishing high. fell straight in. It was perfect. This is how it is finishing too high. See how it just kind of rolled off because it didn't hit that corner spot of the backboard to roll in. And then this is how it is finishing too low, which is like too flat. I didn't give it enough boost so that I could just hit that corner backboard and go in. So finishing high, you want to aim for that little corner of the backboard. So, or you could aim however you want to. Just make sure you try to finish high, not too high but not too low. Just finish just enough so I could just hit off the backboard and go in. Now, putting spin on the basketball when you go up for a layup or like kind of finessing it or giving it English is actually really helpful because when I come, let's say I want to do an outside finish and I'm just going to do a right-hand layup, but I just want to come and do an outside finish. So when I come, my chest is going to be facing towards the baseline or like the wall. Let's just say like the wall is right here. My chest is going to be facing that. So when I come and I want to do an outside finish with my right hand, I want to spin my thumb towards the basket. So it will give the ball the right amount of spin in the right direction too. So I can just hit off the glass and just go in off like the top shelf of the backboard. So here it is. So I added some spin to it because my angle was not that. Like, I think it's a 45-degree angle, I call it that. My angle was not that. It was like I was facing more this way. So I had to put more spin on the ball because I couldn't just go up straight for a layup. So I had to come here, 1, 2, spin the ball this way, my thumb towards the rim so that the ball could just go in. Now when you do a bunch of reverse layups and like the jelly finishes, you need to put that spin on the ball. Like, you know, a finger roll layup, you put spin on the ball. Basically for any layup you have to put spin on the ball. If you're not at the right angle and you're not doing like a basic layup, if you want to finish around defenders too, do like all those reverse finishes, you have to put spin on the ball. But sometimes you spin it this way, other times you can spin it this way or forwards. It just depends where you're at by the basket and like if there's any defenders by you to finish around them. So as we take a look at Kyrie Irving's insane reverse layup around these two defenders, we can see that his body positioning was away from the basket and he wasn't facing the basket and his momentum was going the opposite direction of the basket. So he had to put that ball spin on the ball, as you can see right there, so I could just roll right in the hoop. Now the last thing that I highly recommend doing when you're going for a layup or even on a fast break especially, don't overthink it. You know, obviously there's going to be a crowd everywhere, and going for a fast break layup, sometimes you can overthink it just because there's no defenders by you and it's just you in the basket. Sometimes I even overthink it. Like, I either don't put enough spin on the ball or I overshoot it or I don't shoot it high enough. But you just gotta pretend like nobody's watching. So when I come down really fast, dribble, or I can come and do like the spin. I just look at where I'm placing the ball and I just place it there. Alright y'all, so that's going to do it for the video. I really hope these tips helped you. Subscribe for more basketball content and I'll see y'all later. Peace.